boom, a big jack. One of those men's not hot. Started a bit different this week.
Welcome back to the Sunday Smoke.
Oh, it's episode number 10 now.
Yeah.
Episode 10. 10 episodes we've come back.
I'm gonna switch it up right now.
Yeah?
How you feeling, Sam?
Well, I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling on cloud 9.
On cloud 9, 10 episodes in.
It's been
2 months in.
quite the milestone, isn't it?
I know.
You know, like, who would have thought? It came from a conversation in October after lockdown, and now we're here. 10 episodes in, and we don't look like we're going to stop.
No, definitely not gonna stop.
We're rolling, bro.
Not only we can't stop because we got certain people in Germany.
Yes, we have a big shout out this week. The first shout out is going to we actually have a repeat viewer in Germany. All right, now
From the small town.
the small town of Württemberg, Germany.
Big shout out to Württemberg, the people.
Shout out to Württemberg, bro. Honestly, my mate in Germany, hit us up on Instagram, send us a DM. We want to hear from you. Send us a voice message. Just say g'day. Say g'day. You know what? Because we have listeners that are coming in, Narellan and Roselands and all that around Sydney. It's a bit hard to track because we got friends that listen and all that stuff. But there's something different about the international viewers.
Yeah.
And when you see them keep coming
It's
back. 'Cause,
special.
well, if we're going to do a bit of reflection, we remember episode number 3 when I brought up our viewer in Toyota, Japan. And you know what? Shout out to our viewer in Japan. We got one viewer that listens to both
Toyota.
episodes. Hey, Toyota, Japan.
Toyota Japan.
Unbelievable.
Big shout out.
You know what? Hopefully that guy's listening again. Imagine he's not. He's tuned off after the first 2
So
episodes.
sick of us.
And I was right. He never listened to us again after the second episode.
So he gave us 2 listens in a row, 1 and 2. We gave him a shout out in 3 and he never listened again.
We never heard from him again. So, Mr. Toyota, we're very disappointed in you. But shout out to our German viewer, bro. We appreciate you. I want to talk about Snoop Dogg right now.
You know what, man? That guy's making a killing right now.
Snoop Dogg is absolutely killing the scene
I know.
right now.
You see what happened? Instagram put up the other day?
Call of Duty released an image of Snoop Dogg having a skin in Call of Duty. The dog father
The dog father.
has made his presence felt in Call of Duty. Just when you think that Snoop Dogg, what else is he going to do? He comes down and does that. He's on COD now.
Yeah. But
I want to get a PS5 and play COD just so I can have the Snoop Dogg skin.
If that didn't give anyone else a reason to play Call of Duty, that's...
Now it has.
Yeah. If you didn't have a reason to play COD before, now you got a reason.
What has Snoop Dogg not done in the last...
You know what? I was actually thinking about it before when you sent me the photo of Snoop Dogg on COD. I thought to myself, man, the guy was at the height of his career in the 90s being a gangster rapper.
Yeah.
And it's like his career, when he comes to the end of his career, he's just gone up. He hasn't gone down. He keeps going up. He happens to be more successful in the 21st century than at the height of his rapping career.
I know.
How does that even happen?
How has Snoop Dogg become more relevant now than he did when he was at the height of his career in the 90s? It's crazy.
But the funniest thing is, he was known as a gangster rapper back then,
Yeah.
talking about murder and drugs and gang banging and stuff. All right,
Snoop Doggy
but now he's like kid friendly. He's like Uncle Snoop. He's gonna take your kids to Disneyland or something. You're gonna invite him over for dinner on a Sunday night.
Everyone needs an Uncle Snoop in their life, man.
The guy's living the dream right now.
Snoop Dogg, if you're listening, good on you, bro. We're proud of you and all your accomplishments and what you continue to do.
He's in the NFTs.
And the best part is, when he introduced that he was getting into NFTs, I think it was on the Jake Paul fight, and he goes on live air and says, I have no idea what NFTs are, but get behind it.
Well, that's the funny thing about all of this stuff is it's easier for these big names to make money off it just because it's Snoop Dogg, So did you see the Eddie Hall fight?
I did. I watched it last night.
Thor.
The full fight. What do you think of it?
That guy Thor, man. He's big, and I've seen other videos of him, but just you look at him in the ring, he's
the
just
mass.
The absolute size of that guy.
Bro, he's a behemoth.
He's a giant.
Bro, I thought Eddie Hall was big, and for all that don't know, Eddie Hall was at one point the strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
And
he just got like...
Credit
Look,
Eddie.
no. Look, good fight. But...
It was entertaining.
Yeah, but you can't not be scared when you're standing next to a guy that size.
Like, you look at Eddie Hall, he's just wide and he's built. But then you look at Thor and he's tall. He's got the reach. He's got the muscle.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, Eddie Hall is wide and built, but Thor just, like, he's built and he's got like you said, the height, but the weight difference.
Yeah, the pure power.
Yeah.
Credit to Eddie Hall. Look, I don't agree with Eddie Hall's strategy during that fight. All right, he had some weird.
Well, he was trying to like.
He had like his hand down and he was going southpaw and had the.
And before, did you see before the fight how he was dancing around?
Yeah,
and he was. What does he think he is, like Prince Nassim or something?
Prince Nassim. And he was just straight up throwing like just haymakers, just tiring himself out. And Thor's strategy, you can see it. He's just hanging back, throwing when he needs to, and he ultimately and as Eddie Hall said, took the loss gracefully. As obviously, Thor won that by unanimous decision. And he said Eddie Hall said the better man won. And the better man did win.
Yeah.
But you got to say, Eddie Hall did knock him down.
Look, I'm not going to say it was like, it wasn't a good fight. Like, they both fought.
There's something different about when heavyweights fight.
Yeah.
When you see Jake Paul and stuff fight, it's good and it's also shit. But when you see heavyweights...
Yeah. Because you get to see the power.
Yeah,
that's what makes it exciting.
Waiting for that big knockout blow.
Because it could happen either way.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how well someone's fighting, it can happen either way.
Yeah. And you know what I like about this one? It just didn't feel scripted like a lot of these other YouTube fights that are going on. It actually felt like, okay, these two, they got a bit of beef and they're just going to go at each other. That's what it felt like. And it felt like a war almost. Not the best fight in the world, but it was just entertaining to watch. I'm just like, this was actually really good. All right, Jackson, you know what it's time for? It's time for another edition of Unnecessarily Stressful Situations. This one's my favourite segment.
This is the top one because it's all about relatability.
Relatability, 100%.
Because we want to hear from everyone. What's something that stresses you out that definitely shouldn't, but it happens?
Are you want to start or you want me to start this one?
You know what? I'll go ahead and start with this one. Because this happened to me today.
Yeah.
When you're going to shake someone's hand, and they go to fist bump you, and they punch you in the palm.
They give you a jab.
Or have you ever been in the situation where you go to shake someone's hand, right, and they go to fist bump you, and then you change over to a fist bump and they change over to a hand, and then you end up fist bumping their hand,
and you just look at each other like, what do we do? We're such losers.
That exact thing happened to me today.
And there's that awkward silence.
I got to play it off, so I give him the shoulder tap and the laugh.
Yeah, that was pretty...
pretending like it wasn't awkward.
That is very stressful, man. That's unnecessarily stressful.
It's unnecessarily stressful, man.
For both parties.
Yeah.
You know what my one is?
Tell me.
When you're out in public, and this always happens. I don't know why this always happens. Mainly to me, when you're on an escalator. I'm coming down the escalator, and you see someone in the distance, and they wave in your general direction, and you've never seen this person, and you wave back.
Yeah.
And then you realise they're waving to the person behind you.
No.
It's so awkward, and then you're just like, you put your hand down, acting like it never happened.
Yeah. That happens to me. Or when they're waving at someone else, like, because it would happen at work maybe, or school or wherever it might be, and you actually know the person, so you're waving back. It might happen you might have a crush on a girl at school or something like that, and they're waving at you. You want to wave back, and they're waving to someone behind you.
And you think, that's it, I've made it.
But they know that you are waving at them.
And then they give you the look of despair. Just the poor guy.
No, that wasn't you, man.
I wasn't waving at you. Come on, guys.
That's unnecessarily stressful.
At least acknowledge the wave.
Yeah.
I feel like people should acknowledge the wave.
You gotta be nice about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, sorry, I was waving at the person behind you. It's funny, and that's it, Because now you're just left walking through Westfield, just with your head down, looking like George Michael from Arrested Development, with his head down, walking.
That is unnecessarily stressful. Sam, you know what I want to talk about? Because I saw this the other day. What happened to going up to someone's house and knocking on the door? When you've arrived.
Yeah, when you're going to pick someone up.
Every single time you're outside someone's house or someone's outside your house, they give you a call to let you know that they're approaching the premises. It's like a call for permission.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to walk down your driveway?
Yeah, but people don't even walk down the driveway. They wait in the car.
Yeah, if you're picking someone up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to knocking in, saying hi to your friend's parents?
I know, saying, "How you going, Mrs. Smith?"
Yeah, exactly. How you going, Mrs. Johnson? You know, how's the family? Nah, none of that.
The kids all right?
Disaster.
I don't know. I feel like people that just
common courtesy. People just don't want to.
People don't want to socialize.
Nah.
And I don't get why. I get why, because we all live busy lives. We want to just, all right, get in the car. Let's go do what we want to do.
You know what?
What happened to going down having a cup of coffee?
In the time it takes you, all right, to wait for them to come outside, you know, because some people take forever. You may as well knock on the door, say hello to the brother, say hello to the sister, say hello to the mum and the dad.
You know, build that rapport. Keep that rapport going. You know
that, and you know what? The older people, the older generation, they love that.
Yeah. Oh. No one loves it more than the older generation.
Exactly.
The knock. A company. Wow.
Oh, we have company.
I wasn't expecting anyone. And then you're not even going there to pick up your friend. You're going there to talk to their granddad.
No, but seriously, what happened to that? Where did it change?
I think just people's lives are just too busy. Or at least people think that their lives are too busy, that they just can't stop to say hello.
It's happened in so many different things, like, you know, Tinder and like, in so many different ways, because it's essentially the same thing, you know. You don't want to meet someone at a bar or at a restaurant or anywhere.
I'll tell you why. It's because of the phones and going into Tinder. That's why the place
it's just
to meet
so
people.
Easy now.
Yes, because before no one had phones. You can't call up. You got to knock on the door. You have to knock on the door. Now you got your phone, your text message. Same thing with Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all that stuff.
But
you don't have to go out.
But I know you don't have to. But why is it that people are so willing to just accept that to be how it is now?
Because that's just the norm. We're all victims of the norm.
Yeah, I know.
Essentially.
I know, but it's a sad world.
It is a sad world, because back in the day, back in like Ellie's days and stuff, you'd go to, like, if you, like, let's say you're going to go pick up a girl, you go to the bar, you see a girl that you like, you go up, you talk to them, you know, you secure the bag, secure the number. Nowadays, like, you go to talk to people, they don't want to talk. No one wants to talk.
No one wants to talk. No one wants to have a friendly, even if you're not going up for any particular reason, have a chat.
I know. Say g'day. All right, Jackson, it's time for part 1 from the fans. We're going to play part 2 at the end of the episode. This one's coming in from your friend,
Jordan.
He's
got a question for us.
Yeah?
Basically, the question is, what do we think is the best nightclub in Sydney?
Look, for me, I've got a real soft spot for Cliff Dive.
Cliffy, man.
The Cliffy. The music.
It's always got good vibes at Cliffy.
It's everything. It's like got that sort of tiki sort of vibe.
You see what they put on their story the other day about the grandfather?
The grandfather. Oh, bro. Oh, and you know the guy.
And I know the guy that was in the video. He's another friend of mine.
We're gonna put it up. We're gonna put this one up, yeah. We have to. That's gonna be you and your dad.
I reckon they've got one of the best Instagram stories out of all the nightclubs.
But Cliffy will always have a special place in my heart. Well, and you know who introduced us to Cliffy?
Hi.
Ray.
Our good friend Ray.
You know what? This one isn't even going to be a roast.
No, this is
the first time we're not going to roast Ray.
This is one of the power moves of Ray, man.
Ray.
Bringing us to the Cliff Dive.
Thank you, Ray, for introducing us to Cliff Dive.
That's a hard one because it depends on the vibe that you want. You know, I've always had a good time at the establishment.
Oh,
establishment. Establishment is class.
Yeah.
You want to go out and go to a classy place.
Yeah.
It's always a solid time at the establishment.
Because we've been to
consistently. The other one that is a little bit gonna be controversial is the Watershed, and I'll give you the reason why, because it's not always the most pumping club.
Yeah.
Right. But you've got a nice outdoor area. You can smoke your shisha. You know how much we love our argile. We love our hookah. Right. So if you just want to go out and have a good vibe, you want to smoke with your friends, but you also want to be in that scene, it's the perfect place to go because you just want to hang out, you want to smoke, you want to dance maybe a little bit, but it's got the versatility there where you can just hang out there if you want.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and it's not like one of those formal nightclubs you got to get dressed up.
Nah.
And no, anyone can go in.
I've seen people in hoodies there.
Yeah, I've seen people in hoodies there too. Hint, hint. But you know, you can go in there. It's versatile. You can just hang out, or you can go to dance. You can do whatever you want there. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a nice vibe. I agree with that. Hit or miss, but it's been a hit when we go. All right, Jackson, you know what it's time? It's hookah time.
Hookah time.
This one we'll keep it nice, short and sweet. I just want to talk about what we're smoking because I'll talk about what's in your bowl. All right. a little nice mix. I was meant to make a cucumber mojito, but I forgot it at home. Silly me. All right, I've got you some Zomo orange mint, some Trifecta BDS, which is the peach melon, with a little bit of blue strawberry, also from Trifecta, and twice the ice. Twice the icy.
Twice the icy, man.
How are you feeling about this flavor?
It's fruity.
Yeah,
it's
obviously
fruity.
it's got.
No, but you know how you got some flavors like that are they're fruity, but they're very like bland. You know what I mean? This one you can tell it's just a whole combination. It's a tropical kind of vibe.
Beautiful. Yeah,
You know?
and in my one, all right, this is actually the first time I'm smoking this flavor.
Yeah, I tried yours.
It's a live flavor review. It's from Zomo again. It's kiwi lemon.
I tried that one. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very kiwi heavy. All right, and I wanted to do this in the middle of it because I wanted to smoke it for a bit and see how it goes because I like to give honest reviews about everything that I smoke. If I didn't like the flavor, I wouldn't say I like the flavor. But I'd say it was a miss. But it is actually very nice. It's a bit too kiwi heavy at the start.
Yeah.
All right, but as the session goes on, I can start to taste the lemon a little bit in the background.
It's creeping up on you.
It's creeping up, and I'm actually really enjoying this flavor from Zomo. I like this one a lot. And I got it pretty cheap as well. I've got another 180 grams left to go.
You got to pack me a bowl of that one next week.
Yeah, next week's episode number 11.
Yeah,
pack you up, mate. I think it would be good as a. I think it's.
I feel like it would be good coupled with like a watermelon, kind of.
Watermelon. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, like a kiwi.
Or like a blueberry. Because I'm not a big blueberry fan, but blueberry is good when you mix it.
Blueberry is good when you mix it, but I think that the blueberry might be too light. It won't overpower the kiwi, whereas the watermelon is a bit more of an opposite kind of flavor.
It is.
So they're gonna mix kind of well.
That's it. What?
Possibly.
Yeah. And if there's any mixes that for the people that maybe follow me on Shishagram Australia, what kind of mixes do you like? What's your favorite? Flavor?
Anything that you might want us to try out.
Yeah, if there's any brands.
So many different variations of flavor we could try out.
I know. The possibilities are endless. So, Jackson, we talked about Kanye West and Pete Davidson last week, that beef. There's more beef that has transpired this week. For people, this will hit hard with people mainly of my generation.
Yeah.
They grew up watching Nickelodeon. The Drake and Josh beef that's going on.
Drake and Josh, man.
Drake and Josh. Josh and Drake.
Is that recent? Look, I thought it happened a while ago.
Look. The beef...
Because I knew that they weren't great friends.
All right. I'll try and summarize this as best as I can. So, obviously, they had their show, Drake and Josh. Actually started before that. They were on the Amanda show.
Yeah.
That's where they all start. That's where they started. They were like pretty much the Key and Peele of that generation. Then they went into their own show, Drake and Josh. Great show. One of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the show
it's still a good watch today. Even when you're older, it's still a good
100%,
watch.
100%. Now, what happened after... They both obviously went their separate ways in career-wise. Drake continued with his music, appeared in a few movies, but mainly focused on his music. He's got a big following in Latin America, like Mexico and stuff. Josh, he's appeared in some movies. He's started his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
All right. Look, one thing I want to say is I always remember him for Drake and Josh. As people outside Drake and Josh, I don't really like them. I don't think Josh Peck is that funny, really. Drake, I don't really like his music. I just like who they are there. Now, the problem with this beef is that people perceive them to have had this big friendship, friends for life sort of thing after the show ended. All right, that actually, according to Josh, wasn't the case.
Yeah.
As he appeared in a podcast recently saying, well, we were never friends. We were,
They were co-workers.
We never really hung out. We never really talked together. All right, and... Drake obviously starting his own podcast, which is Drake and Janet, his wife.
Yeah.
He's saying, no, we were friends. It actually really hurt me.
Oh,
and
wow.
all this started, as you say, from the wedding when Josh got married.
Yeah.
He didn't invite Drake to the wedding.
Yeah.
Drake tweeted about it. All right, that started a whole bunch of beef. Okay, and then at the VMAs, I think the following year or something, they pretty much said, oh, we're all good, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now... The problem with this is there's two sides to the story. Josh is saying they were never friends, ever. And Drake is saying they were. Now, I think I'm not saying it's fake beef, okay, but I think they're both lying. I think they're hiding some of the truth here. I think that Josh is trying to distance himself from Drake as much as he can because, I don't know if you know this, Drake obviously got caught up in, underage girls.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oof.
And this was pretty I think this was from last year, from memory.
Oh.
He was, sending, crude photos, all that stuff, getting involved in that sort of thing. And obviously Josh has a kid, so I can understand why he would want to distance himself. So that's one side of it. Now, with Drake, because I don't agree with either of these people.
Yeah.
With Drake's side, I think Drake's a sociopath.
Really?
I think he's a sociopath. If you look at his interviews, you'll see the way that he talks, he likes to sort of play the victim a little bit. The nuances that he does, the behavior, the body language. He comes across as it's like, oh no, we were great friends, but it's okay. But, it was a bit sad. That kind of a vibe of what he's going for. So I think in Drake's head, he's thinking, oh, we have this great friendship in his head, when maybe that wasn't actually reality. And because they had this big thing with the Amanda show and Drake and Josh, he's probably thinking, I want this to be a big thing, when it really wasn't. And that's probably held on to him, close to his heart for all these years.
That's very interesting.
That's my personal opinion.
The sociopath card's a big call.
I think he is.
Because you never know. There's actually quite a few sociopaths out there, and they don't understand kind of relationships and things like that. But he's married.
He's married. He's got a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you listen to Drake and Janet, their podcast, I listened to the whole first episode. I was actually only going to listen to it for Drake and Josh, but really he talked about it the whole time. So maybe it's a publicity stunt too. I don't know. So I don't know, man. It's left a sour taste in my mouth. But at the same time,
you're well versed in this Drake and Josh.
I went down the rabbit hole, man, and then because
spewing education on these people.
I know, because then Drake even went on during that podcast. He's like, oh, look at he's pretty much showing photos of them at different kind of events. But the problem with that is they're all public events. He's saying we went out to dinner, this and that, but they're all public events. You know what I mean? So is that really hanging out? You're just in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's my opinion on the Drake and Josh beef.
Shit.
I know. Down the rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole.
What do you guys think about the Drake and Josh beef for people that have watched the show and have watched this storyline, I guess, progress? Let us know in the comments on YouTube or hit us up on Instagram.
All right, so Sam, I got something for you. I was
Tell me.
It's a new segment that I want to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
It might come up again. I think we're gonna call it Crunch the Numbers.
Crunch the Numbers.
All right, and the reason this came up is I was driving past Red Rooster the other day. It got me thinking. I never see Red Rooster there. Have you seen their TikToks about how there's only one customer that comes into
taking the piss out of themselves?
Taking the piss out of themselves. I love it.
Yeah,
but it really got me thinking. I never actually see people in Red Rooster.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Okay.
Ever.
All right.
So it got me thinking. Is it possible that they're actually money laundering?
Well, that's one of the big, conspiracy theories.
One of the big conspiracy theories. So I've actually got a sheet here.
Yeah.
Where I've ran the numbers to determine the likelihood of whether they're money laundering or not.
You've crunched the numbers.
I've crunched the numbers.
What numbers have you crunched?
Well, I did a survey of the 3 Red Roosters that I put out throughout Sydney.
Yeah.
And I've determined the average amount of customers per day that they get is about 3. Now, with the average cost of a meal being at about $13.50 a meal, each day they're racking in about $40.50 of profit.
Yeah.
Of revenue a day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the average staff, I don't know if you've ever been to a Red Rooster, but during my survey, I went in and I determined that the average amount of staff that they have on a shift working generally about a 10-hour day is about 1.5 staff per day.
1.5 staff.
You gotta account for the variance. About 1.5 on average, right? Being paid an above award wage of about $7.50 an hour. Yeah. I'm assuming for that industry. Very, very generous of them.
Yes.
We can run the numbers and determine that their outgoings each day is at about $108.75 per day, which means that they're actually losing $68.25 a day.
Wow.
All right. Now, if you extrapolate the information,
is extrapolate even a word? I don't know. We'll roll with it. Yeah.
Out to about a year.
Okay.
We can determine that they're actually losing $24,911 per year. Right? Now, with their 3 different stores, the whole franchise must be losing about $75,000 a year.
Shit.
Therefore, in my unprofessional survey and in my experience,
Yes.
I can therefore determine that Red Rooster really is money laundering to keep their business running.
You heard it here first, guys. It's been debunked.
It's been debunked.
Or it's been bunked.
It has been bunked.
It's bunked.
Not debunked, bunked.
All right, it's time for part 2 of From the Fans. And we're going to make this one a special one. Last week, after the sing pong, I referred to a chili challenge. And I said we were going to play a game to determine who's going to have the chili. But I thought, you know what? No. We're both going to have the chili.
Episode 10 special?
Yes, we're both going to have a chili. I got a whole pack here. We're not going to have the whole pack. But we're going to have just one.
One full chili.
When's the last time you've had a full chili?
It would have had months ago, man.
Yeah. Probably your dad's 50th.
Yeah.
And that was a disaster. For the camera, one chili for you, sir. One chili for me. And we're pretty much
We're gonna run the rest of the episode on this chili mouth.
Oh man, bro, my heart is beating out of my chest. All right, are you ready, Jackson? Cheers. L'chaim. Anyway.
Oh, that is hot. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Woo! All right.
So this one
from the fans.
All right. So this one's coming in from a good friend of mine, Adrian. Been friends with.
I got the hiccup.
Been friends. Oh my god. Alright, Yola. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Come on. Alright. Come in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, sorry guys. Jackson just went and threw up.
Not throw up. Almost.
Some technical difficulties. Alright, but we're here. We got good friend Adrian has sent an audio message in.
Alright, audio message time.
Let's go.
Hey guys, love your work. Now, I just wanted you guys to discuss. Now, I don't know if this is just for me or majority of the male audience out there. Now, why is it that every time you come home, you put that key through the door, and it's like automatically you have to take the maddest piss ever known to man?
How long do you want to take, man?
Mind you, 2 seconds before that, you're perfectly fine. But the moment you come home, front door, maddest piss ever. Would love to know your thoughts. If there's a scientific reason behind it, what do you think that is? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you.
Great.
Fantastic question.
Great question, Adrian. Thanks for sending that in. Alright. So look, I get what he's saying. I've got a little bit of a different take on it. Fuck me dead. See, alright, I get once you put that key in, you gotta take a mad piss.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit different.
Yeah.
Let's say I leave this house now and I go home. Halfway home, I'm like, alright, I've got to take a piss. I can hold it in that whole way home. I'm dying, but I can hold it all the way in. It's as soon as I park my car and I step out of my vehicle, that's the point at which it's like, it's go time. As soon as I open that door, bro.
It's a slow process of coming out.
It is an extremely slow process of coming out. But once I get through that door and then I'm in that bathroom, I'm 2 seconds away from pissing my pants.
Yeah.
What about you?
Woo. Oh man, it's so much hotter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm the exact same as you. I can hold it fine when I'm in the car. But the moment I step out of the car, it's coming out. One way or another. There's no holding it.
Yes.
And that's when it's the hardest to put the key in the door.
Yeah. And you can't get the key.
And you can't get the key in.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
It's delaying. I'm going to open the bathroom door. It's already coming out, man.
It's seeping.
I'm leaking. I'm leaking
acid.
It's one of those ones where I don't have time to flop it out and aim. I just got to sit straight on the toilet and hope for the best.
You can't do a stand-up piece. You don't know where that's going to go.
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, well, look, we're all victims
Call
of...
me a bitch. Call me whatever you want. When it's at that point, I got to sit down because there is no accuracy in my urine.
You're going to be shooting 3-pointers like Steph Curry.
Yeah,
It's going to come out like a torpedo.
I'm airballing that bitch all day.
You're going to put a dent in the acrylic.
No, I got to turn it into a layup, man. It's got to be as close to the hoop as possible.
Oh, all right, Adrian. Great
Fantastic question. We agree with everything you said. I need another bottle of water.
All right, guys. I think it's about time to wrap it up this week. Still recovering from the chilli a little bit. I'm on the downhill. That was really bad.
I'm on tilt, and it was so much worse.
That was...
Jeez.
Oh, man. We're going to have sore stomachs tomorrow morning. All right. Compose. Thank you guys for listening. Everyone that's tuned in this week. We appreciate you guys. Follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube, of course. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment, anything that you want us to talk about. You can hit us up on Instagram at The Sunday Smoke. You can send us DMs, audio messages, anything that you like.
So it definitely makes it worse.
Yeah. And, just say g'day. And then you can also catch us on TikTok. That's The Sunday Smoke Clips. So on TikTok and Instagram, that's where we pretty much do the highlight reel, the highlight package. And then you can even send us an email if you like, if you're not on any of those platforms, thesundaysmoke@gmail.com. And of course, you can find us on all your favorite streaming services, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and all the works. All right. So Jackson, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
With that being said, man, what time is it?
Coals are coming off.
We're taking the coals off.
Thanks, guys. Oh my God.
So remember those burgers that we had?
Which ones?
The ones just a bit earlier today.
Oh, the ones today?
The ones today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, there's a story from that burger place.
When I was at the burger shop getting the burgers,
Yeah.
I ordered the burgers.
Mhm.
Me, you, and my sister. And I go, I need to take a piss. I'm busting. I walk into the toilet. And I swear to God, I see the fattest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, just this huge turd, like gaped the asshole of whoever it came out of. Like, fatter than that can of Canadian Club.